Hello, how are you today? Welcome to the class. First of all, I want to say thank you for all your effort. I know that you have been working really hard and you also have some other activities from your schools, but I appreciate really much that you guys are still working on and trying to do the best of this situation. Okay, so let's try to do the best of this and let's begin with the open class from today. Today it's May 28, 29, and 30th class. And the topics that we're going to be working on, first of all, it's the practice of jobs. Last class we talked about the different type of jobs and how you can classify them in different categories. So we're going to be working on workbook page 98 with teacher Jessie, with teacher Monse, and teacher David. Okay, they're going to be explaining some exercises. They're going to be telling you the answers too. But remember, first you work on your own, follow the tips, and then you can check the answers. After that, we're going to go directly to past participle and practice of past perfect tense in our students book page 107. Now, in this part, we're going to be learning also about a person which is really important, and maybe we have no idea who this person is. If you hear their names, like, oh yeah, someone, okay? But in this part, we're going to discover how important they are. So, you're going to need for materials notebook, workbook, and student's book. Prepare for the class, and good luck. I'll see you in a moment. Go!
It's really nice to be in contact with you guys. Today we will be working on your workbook page 98. We are going to do an exercise about vocabulary. Personally, I love this exercise because it means learning new words. The vocabulary is about jobs, so let's get started. The first one is an actor, and we have an image of an actor. And if you ask me, guys, he is my favorite one, Will Smith. Then we have an artist, and as you know, an artist is somebody who paints or even makes sculptures. The next is a business person. That is a person who normally wears suits and attend to the meetings. Then this is easy, a photograph. Take pictures in different places. Okay guys, we have a receptionist in the next page. Is somebody who answers the phone in the office. Okay, the next one is a tour guide. Is somebody that shows you or even recommends you places to visit, guys. Okay, a farmer is a person who works in a farm with cows and pigs. Now the boss. This is a boss, guys. It's a perfume. No guys, I'm kidding. The boss is a person who normally manages a group and even supervises. Like this. Okay, now we have the cook. It's a person who works in a kitchen, preparing dishes and even desserts. Okay, the next one is waiter. It's a person who brings you your dishes when you order. Okay, we have a driver. It's somebody that works driving car like a taxi or now guys like a Uber. And finally we have the best job, the teacher. The person who teaches you and helps you when you don't understand. Okay guys, now moving on to the workbook. We have a list of different jobs and please match the jobs with the definitions. As always, I'm gonna give you some tips. First of all, read all the sentences and think about what is the main function of each job. If you have problems, look back to the image. Okay, and finally I'm going to give you the first one. Actor corresponds to letter H. Works on screen in movies or television. Please do the rest by yourself, guys, and take care.
Hello guys, I'm Monte and today we are going to do the exercise 2, page 98, unit 9 of your workbook. So, the instruction is: choose a correct word to complete the sentences. This exercise, guys, is very easy. We have two options in italics. Okay, we have two options in italics at the end of each sentence, and we must choose one. Okay, so in every sentence they talk about a job. Our mission will be discover what job is. Okay, so the first one, Frida Kahlo, Michelangelo, and Pablo Picasso are all famous, and we have two options, actors or artists. Remember that an actor works on screen in movies or television, and an artist creates beautiful or interesting objects to look at. So, in this case, the answer is artists. They are famous artists. Number 2. When you are done with your meal in a restaurant, ask the, and we have waiter or teacher for the bill. So, remember, teacher helps people learn, and a waiter serves food at a restaurant. So, in this case, we are in a restaurant, and the answer is the waiter. When you are done with your meal in a restaurant, ask the waiter for the bill. Number 3. Before you can enter a large office building, you usually have to check in with the, and we have two options, boss or receptionist, and show your ID. Remember, guys, the boss is the one who manages and supervises people, okay? And a receptionist is usually the first person that you can see when you enter in a building. So, the answer is receptionist. Number 4. Museums are always interesting, but you can learn more if you pay a, and we have two options, driver or guide, to take you around and explain the items. So, remember, guys, drivers uses a car, truck, taxi, or bus to do his or her job, and a guide, well, they shows you around a city or a museum. So we are in a museum, and we need someone that take us around, and the answer is a guide. Number 5. Many towns have weekend markets where you can buy vegetables and another products, from local, and we have two options, farmers or photographers. Okay, guys, I think that we can buy food from a photographer, just photos, so the answer is local farmers. Remember, I think that this is so easy, guys. Number 6. In the downtown area at lunchtime, you can see many business people or receptionists from local offices on their cell phones or having lunch meetings. They never seem to stop working. So I think that business people they are always busy working and in meetings. So the answer is business people. Okay, guys, remember, they are always working. And finally, number 7, often people who work as, and we have two options, cooks or bosses, don't want to make their own meals at home. So I think that cooks, remember that cook makes food and works in the kitchen. So if you make food, you don't want to make your own meal, okay? So the answer is cook. Okay, guys, that's all, and see you next week, and have a nice day. Bye, guys.
Hello everyone, this is Teacher Jessie speaking. Third class, I'm with you. Yay! We're in Unit 9. Work should be fun, right? Today is 28, 29 and 30 of May. The month is ending. No. Well, work should be fun, right? We're going to go on the workbook page 98, a 9 and an 8 on the exercise number 3. We were looking at works, right? We were jobs like firefighter or accountant or lawyer or works in general. So here we have to match the words with the definitions. One way to do it easily is to find the keywords that help you. For example, a person who builds houses. What does that person do? It builds houses. So it should be a construction worker, right? It builds houses, and it is. So I am gonna tell you, that you search the keywords that are going to help you to find which ones are the definitions of the works. You have to pause the video and do it by yourself, and I am serious. Concentrate, please. Alright, so you finished. And now it's time to check. Alright? Number A, letter A is construction worker, as we saw earlier. B, a person who washes the floors, vacuums, and takes out the rubbish. What does that person do? A person washes. What's another way to say wash? Clean. So it's a cleaner. C, a person who works at a hospital and helps sick and injured people. This one may have done a confusion between paramedic and nurse, but the difference is that the nurse stays at the hospital and helps sick and injured people. So it's the nurse. Now D, a person who drives an ambulance and responds to medical emergencies. The paramedic is the one that goes in the ambulance. It says ambulance. So that's why it's letter D. E, an office worker who is very good with numbers. The keyword will be very good with numbers. They are good with numbers. So they're an accountant because accountants work with numbers, alright? Letter E. F is a person who helps customers and sells products in a shop. And I think that one was pretty easy because it says salesperson, and a person who helps and sells products is a salesperson. A person who helps to put together, pack, and ship products. What does it do? They pack and ship products to send them. Where do people pack and ship them? In factories. That's why they're called factory workers. H, a highly paid worker who represents people who are victims of crimes or are accused of crimes. They represent victims of crimes or people who are accused from crimes. Who does that? A lawyer. H. Now, this one I checked in the book and I think it's not there. But anyway, we are gonna do it. I. Someone whose job is to look after people's teeth. What does it do? Look after people's teeth. After teeth. So what does a dentist do? Check after people's teeth. Yay! Well, I hope that you didn't just look at the answers and you really thought and search the things that are correct. So, this is all from my part. Stay home, stay safe, and work, because it's fun, right? Stay home, please. Bye.
All right, so now that you're done with your practice with teachers, David, Jesse, and Monse, we're gonna be working with your memory. So take out your notebook because we're gonna be making a list. Concentrate and focus. So we're gonna do a list of past participle tenses. I'm gonna be showing you the three of them, the ones that we always have in the charts, which is present simple, past simple, but we are missing the past participle. You have to write it. You're gonna have only 5 seconds for each one. So prepare, because it's gonna be fast. You cannot pause it, try to do it on the rhythm, okay? So let's start. The first one, become, became. What is missing? Past participle. 5, 2, 1. Next one, begin, began. Begin, began, something. The next, choose and chose. And look at the image. He's like, oh, I choose this one, or I choose that one. 3, 2, 1. Next one, come, came. And what is missing? Come. Come, come, come. Let's see. Next one, cost, 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 cost. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drink and drank. That one is easy, easy peasy. Okay, 3, 2. Next one. Eat, ate. Eat, ate, something. Okay, nice. You're doing a good job. Yes, I'm making time. Next one. Forget, forgot. La cartulina. Forget, forgot. What is missing? Past participle. All right. Go, went. Go, went. 3, 2, 1. Next one. We're finished. So let's take the answers. I hope that you had time to complete all of them. So let's begin. Become, became, become. Begin, began, begun. With you. Choose, chose, chosen. Come, came, come. Come. Cost, cost, cost. All of them are exactly the same. Drink, drank, drunk. Eat, ate, eaten. Forget, forgot, forgotten. Double T. Go, went, gone. Super. And that's it. So, if you feel like you need a little bit of more practice of this, or if you don't remember them very well, I'm going to leave you 8 more. So let's read them very quickly. Okay, know, knew, leave, left, make, made, meet, met, paid, paid, read, read, say, said, see, and saw. In this moment, you can pause the video if you want, because in the next slide, I'm going to show the answers. We're going to be checking your answers. So let's start. Know, knew, known, leave, left, left, make, made, made, meet, met, met, pay, paid, paid, read, read, read. Pronunciation changes, not spelling. Say, said, said, see, saw, seen. Super. Good vibes. Good job. Let's continue. So, as you can see in the first sentence, we have past simple. In the other sentence, we are using past participle. And we're going to discover the difference with a little practice from our student's book, okay? Let's begin. The movie started at 8. I arrived at 8:15. If you look at the sentence, there are 2 events. First, the movie, and the time the person arrives. Let's look at the other one. By the time I arrived, the movie had already started. They have the same meaning, but one of them is using past simple and the other one it's using the two of them because it says arrived and had started. We're going to see what happens here, okay? So if you look at the sentences, which one happened first? The movie or the people arriving? The movie, of course. Very good. So we're going to see other examples to discover a little bit more about this. We use past perfect with different phrases like after, before, by the time, just, already, or yet. And now we're going to be opening our student's book because we're going to be checking these phrases from the chart of page 107. So look at them and we're going to be reading them. By the time she was a teenager, she decided she wanted to be a marine biologist. Which one happened first? She was a teenager or she decided that she wanted to be a marine? What do you think? In this case, the first one is that she decided. And after then, she was a teenager. So this means that when she was a little girl, she already knew what she wanted to do when she were older. Next one. He already had a job working in a fish store when he started college. What happened first? What did he have first? Which event is the number one? The number one is, of course, the first one. He had a job and then he started college. Okay? The next. He got a job as an assistant photographer, but he hadn't worked as a photographer. What happened first? First, he had never been a photographer. And after that, he got a job as an assistant photographer. Okay? More or less. Good. Now, with these sentences, A, B, and C, the ones that we have just read, we're going to complete exercise 9. Exercise 9 says, read the sentences in the grammar box. Choose the correct words to complete the information. Number 1. According to the sentence, letter A, that says, by the time he was a teenager, he decided he wanted to be a marine biologist. Before he was a teenager or after, or when he was a teenager. Number 1 is before. Number 2, according to B, Anand worked in a fish store before or after he went to college. We already discussed this, right? It was before. And letter C, according to Anand, didn't have experience working as a photographer before he became an assistant photographer. He didn't have any experience in this, but until he got the job. Okay, so a timeline, it's something that we use to talk about any event. It can be historical or not historical that requires a chronological order. Okay, you can use a timeline to talk about your life. You can use a timeline to talk about the independence of Mexico. You can use a timeline to talk about a gossip. No, just kidding. Okay, maybe a story. You could use it like first, they went to the supermarket and 2 hours later, so on. So that is what we use the timeless for. And today we're going to be learning about Jacques Cousteau, who is a person that maybe you haven't heard about him, maybe you have, but he's very important in our lives because he discovers some things that we're going to be looking at on our timeline. So you go to your student's book. At the very bottom, you have timeline on Jacques Cousteau life. Okay? I'm going to be reading one by one with some images so you can help yourself, and then we're going to go to the exercise. So first, he was born in 1910. After that, he entered to the French Navy because he was a French person, and he discovers the love of the ocean. So there are 2 types of navy. You can be like a navy from the sky or a navy from the ocean. Okay? Then he started filming around the world navy trip. So he liked to do photographs from the ocean, from the sea life, from underwater. He designed the modern scuba dive at 1943. If you look at the picture, you can see Cousteau with a strange machine. Okay, that's what he created when scuba diving started. Before he created this, people didn't believe that we were able to be swimming under the water without the need of going outside, take a breath, and continue. Okay? So he used like a tank, a gas tank, or an oxygen tank to breathe, of course. And he did some research about this. In the present, we still use some of the techniques that he created. So that's really cool. In 1951, he started sailing on the Calypso. That's the name of the ship. And he did some explorations around the world in this research, okay? He received money from a National Geographic for his research in 1952, as he discovered the scuba dive and he started going under the water and learning about sea life. He did some research that was very significant, and he got money for this from National Geographic. Nice. In 1953, he published a book called The Silent World. Look at the image, okay? I haven't read this book, but I think I will read it to discover what is it about, because it got a lot of prizes, and there is also a movie, which is something really good. In 1956, he got an award in the Cannes Film Festival for the movie of the book. From this book, he made a movie, and he produced it, and he got an award. Now, the Cannes Festival, it's traditional it is held in France. It is well known around the world. If you look for it, many people have received this award, but it's mostly about movies, of course, and it includes movies from all around the world. So it's very important. From 1966 to 1982, he appeared in the educational TV series, The Undersea World of Jacques Cousteau. So he also had an educational program. That's nice. Good job, Cousteau. Thank you for teaching us about the world. He received the U.S. Medal of Freedom in 1985. This medal, it's the highest recognition that you can receive in the United States, okay? Not anyone can get it. It can get a person who has done something really important for the U.S. citizens or for the rest of the world, which was, in this case, the discoveries that he had. And finally, he died at the age of 87 in 1997. Good. So what we're going to do with this exercise about Jacques Cousteau and all that we learned about his life. We're going to have 4 steps. First, you have to look at the timeline. We have already done that. You can do it again if you want. 2, you're going to read the sentences from the exercise. In every exercise, you have the events, and you have to put them together using what? The next step that says form. Form sentences with simple past and past perfect. The sentences have to be logical, referring to what Cousteau's life was about. Finally, you have to check the answers with the last slide. So I'm going to give you some time. You're going to be going one by one, read it, try to complete it, use the words in the parentheses, and then you can be like, oh, the teacher has the answers. You can check them out to see what you need to improve. So these are some of the examples of the sentences. There are 6. It says, B21 discovered love of the ocean. So that one is a little bit easy, and the word in parentheses is by the time. So maybe you can say, by the time he was 21, he had discovered love of the ocean. Okay? Something like that. Good. So in this moment, I'm going to ask you to pause the video and to please check your answers. Sorry, to write the answers, and then you can play it again so we can check together. So start, please. Okay, so nice. I hope that you're back and you have finished with all the sentences. Maybe you had some questions I had a little doubt in number 4. It was like, so. Okay, but we're going to check them together. So number 1 is, by the time he was 21, Cousteau had discovered his love of the ocean. Number 2, Cousteau had been in the Navy for 2 years when he traveled around the world. Number 3, Cousteau had given 20 years of his life to the ocean when he received money from the National Geographic Society for his work. Number 4, Cousteau had already written the book The Silent World before he made the film. Number 5, Cousteau had been a TV star for more than 15 years before he received the Medal of Freedom. Wow. And number 6, by the time he died, Cousteau had shared his love of the ocean with millions of people around the world. So, good job. For today, we're done. No homework today. Just be safe. Take some time to relax, okay, this weekend. I know that it's going to be a little bit tough. I know that we have been a lot of time at home. So just be patient. We're going to be fine. Stay positive. Take care of your family. And I'll see you next class. Don't forget to pay attention to the descriptions because sometimes I leave work there, but not this class. Maybe next one, make sure to check it because maybe I'm going to send you a link.